Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC B1828, indicates a driver's seat recline motor pulse error for the Honda Odyssey models from 2011 to 2017. This error typically suggests that there is an issue with the power seat's recline motor, which is responsible for adjusting the seat's angle for optimal comfort and driving position. The recline motor is activated when the operator uses the power seat adjustment switch located on the side of the driver's seat. When this motor does not operate as expected, particularly after the seat has reached its forward or backward limit, it can trigger the B1828 code. Understanding this error is crucial for proper troubleshooting and ensuring driver comfort, as any malfunction can lead to an uncomfortable driving experience and may compromise safety during driving. The DTC B1828 specifically pertains to the driver's seat recline motor, which is an electric motor located within the driver's seat assembly. This component is responsible for adjusting the reclining angle of the seat, enhancing comfort for the driver. The power seat adjustment switch, which is also located on the side of the driver's seat, initiates the operation of this motor. The operational expectation is that when the switch is manipulated, the motor should move without any delays or issues. The code is triggered when the switch is continuously activated over 1 second after the seat has reached its extreme forward or rearward position, indicating a malfunction either in the motor or its controlling circuitry. This highlights the importance of the recline motor's role, not just in comfort, but also in ensuring the seat functions correctly and safely. Several factors can lead to the occurrence of DTC B1828. First, a faulty recline motor itself could be at fault. If the motor has internal issues or mechanical failures, it wouldn't operate properly. Second, wiring problems such as short circuits, breaks, or corrosion can affect the electrical supply to the motor, preventing it from functioning. In addition, there could be a failure in the power seat control unit, which is responsible for interpreting the switch inputs and sending power to the motor. Lastly, loose or poor connections between these components can also lead to intermittent issues, causing the error code to appear. Understanding these possible causes helps technicians pinpoint the problem more efficiently and execute an appropriate repair. Identifying the symptoms associated with DTC B1828 is crucial for effective diagnosis. One prominent symptom is inoperative recline mechanism, where the driver's seat fails to adjust its angle despite pressing the recline switch. Additionally, drivers may experience intermittent occurrences of the error code, where it appears sometimes but not consistently, indicating a potential sporadic electrical issue. Furthermore, erratic behaviors may include the seat adjusting unpredictably or stopping midway during adjustments, adding to driver discomfort and potential safety hazards. Early diagnosis of these symptoms can ensure timely repairs and maintain the vehicle's functionality and comfort. The first step in troubleshooting DTC B1828 involves clearing the Diagnostic Trouble Codes, DTCs, using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. This process resets the system, allowing for a fresh start to identify any current issues. It is necessary to turn the ignition switch to the lock position, effectively shutting off the vehicle's power supply, and then turn it back to the on position. 2. Once the vehicle is on, operate the power seat adjustment switch in all directions for several seconds. This action is crucial since the B1828 code may appear if the recline motor is mistakenly activated for over 1 second after the seat has already reached its extreme positions, creating false diagnostics. At this point, you should check for any existing DTCs again to see if B1828 persists. In the second troubleshooting step, using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, check for any stored DTCs once more. This step aims to confirm whether DTC B1828 is still present after the clearing process done in Step 1. Assessing whether this code is indicated will determine the next actions. If B1828 is indicated again, it signifies a persistent issue that requires further investigation. Conversely, if the code does not reappear, it suggests that the initial failure may have been intermittent, which indicates that the system could be functioning correctly at the present moment. During this phase, it is essential to examine all electrical connections for looseness or poor contact, as these can lead to sporadic failures. As part of the third troubleshooting step, again check for diagnostic trouble codes using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. In this instance, you specifically want to see if DTC B1836 is also indicated. B1836 relates to a separate issue within the power seat system that can impact functionality and thus requires attention if present. If DTC B1836 shows up, it indicates another layer of malfunction that will necessitate its specific troubleshooting procedures. Therefore, if both codes are indicated, addressing B1836 becomes a priority to effectively resolve the issues with the seat system. It's essential to understand and differentiate between error codes to ensure accurate repairs. Continuing into the fourth troubleshooting step, you will again use the Honda Diagnostic System HDS to check for any additional codes, specifically looking for B1825, B1826, and B1827. These codes could indicate further complications within the power seat mechanism. If any of these codes appear, it is imperative to advance your troubleshooting to Step 17, as these related errors could share the same underlying issue. Understanding these connections helps in developing a comprehensive strategy for resolving the recline motor pulsation issues. However, if none of these additional codes are indicated, you should move on to the next step, as it points to a more isolated issue with the recline functionality. In the fifth troubleshooting step, you need to turn the ignition switch to lock, which will allow you to reset the system momentarily. After that, turn the ignition back to the on position, 2, to power up the vehicle systems. Once power is restored, manipulate the recline switch for a duration of around 2 seconds. This test serves to prompt the recline motor to engage and allows you to listen for any operational sounds. You should carefully observe whether the recline motor operates smoothly during this brief period. Smooth operation indicates that there might be no significant issues with the motor itself, while any abnormal sounds or failure to move will suggest a deeper mechanical or electrical problem that must be addressed in the next steps of diagnosis. During the sixth troubleshooting step, assess the results from the previously conducted test on the recline motor. If the motor runs smoothly, this indicates that the components related to power and movement are likely functioning correctly, allowing you to progress to the next step of diagnostics. However, if the recline motor does not operate as expected, this indicates a significant issue with either the motor or the associated circuitry. In such cases, you must further investigate potential mechanical blockages or faults within the motor. This step is critical because uninterrupted recline functionality is important for driver comfort, and any delays or unusual noises should be seriously noted for further diagnosis. In Step 7, you need to start by turning the ignition switch to the lock position once again to ensure that the electrical systems of the van are safely powered down. This step is essential for both safety and accuracy in subsequent checks. After cutting the power, you will disconnect the power seat control unit connector B, which contains critical electrical connections necessary for running the power seat functions. Following this, disconnect the Recline motor position sensor connector, also identified as the 5P connector. This disconnection allows you to isolate components and further diagnose any electrical failures within the circuitry linked to these components. Properly executing this task can prevent electrical shorts and ensure that subsequent tests are accurate. The 8th step involves performing continuity checks between designated terminals as outlined in the diagnostic procedures. This involves checking continuity between terminal number 11 and number 32 of the power seat control unit connector B40P and terminal number 1 and number 2 of the Recline motor position sensor 5P connector. The purpose here is to ensure that there is a complete electrical pathway allowing current to flow properly between these connections, which is vital for function. If continuity exists, this indicates that the wiring and connectors are intact and functioning properly. Conversely, if there is no continuity, it suggests problems such as wiring faults or damaged connectors, which need to be resolved before moving forward. This checks the integrity of the connections that ultimately control the Recline motor, validating proper diagnostics. Upon completing all necessary repairs and replacements, conducting a final verification is essential to ensure that the issues represented by DTC B1828 have been resolved. This involves retesting the functionality of the driver's seat recline motor, affirming that it now operates smoothly in all directions. It is also essential to check the performance of the power seat adjustment switch to ensure there are no lingering issues. A successful repair will show no reappearance of DTC B1828 when checked again with the Honda Diagnostic System HDS. After verifying that the seat recline mechanism and all associated components are fully functional, confirm that the vehicle owner is satisfied with the seat adjustments before concluding the repair process. While specific preventive maintenance for DTC B1828 wasn't explicitly mentioned, adopting a few best practices for the power seat mechanism can mitigate future issues. Regular checks of the power seat adjustment switches should be conducted to ensure they are responsive and functioning properly. Additionally, annually inspecting the wiring associated with the power seat system can help catch potential issues before they escalate into significant problems. Ensuring that the wiring is intact and free from corrosion will promote better electrical connections. Furthermore, lubricating mechanical components in the seat assembly will help prevent wear and ensure smooth operations over time. By following these best maintenance practices, the longevity and functionality of the power seat system can be significantly increased. In conclusion, DTC B1828 signals a driver's seat recline motor pulse error that requires proper troubleshooting to ensure the functionality of the driver's seat. The several possible causes, such as faulty motors, wiring issues, and control unit failures, highlight the complexity of diagnosing power seat problems. The step-by-step troubleshooting process provides a systematic approach to identifying and rectifying these issues effectively. Lastly, implementing regular preventive maintenance practices can contribute to the long-term reliability of the power seat systems. By understanding the various aspects associated with this DTC and following the outlined procedures, technicians can achieve successful outcomes in their repairs. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.